Hey guys, I am Catherine and I am an epileptic and I've had seizures for 32 years now. I have localization, I'm reading this off because it's a long description. I have localization related focal partial epilepsy with complex partial seizures and intractable epilepsy. This is complicated. So I thought I would tell you the different types of seizures and kind of walk you through what they are and give you some information. Keep in mind, this is the very, very basics of seizures. And if you want to know more, I suggest Googling it and looking into it more because seizures are very complicated and are still being learned about today. So there are two main types of seizures. I'm going to read this off. There are partial and generalized. Partial means the seizure starts in one part of the brain, and generalized means that the seizure starts in all parts of the brain. Partial is separated into complex and simple, and from there it can be into all the other types of seizures, so absence, tonic-clonic, things like that. It starts in one part of the brain and it can go into different types of the brain. That's what happens with me typically. It will start in one part and then go all the way around. Generalized seizures usually go into tonic-clonic, or what used to be called grand mal, absence seizures, or what used to be called petit mal, myoclonic, or tonic, or atonic. Sorry. Tonic-clonic are the ones that usually people relate to epilepsy, so they are the big seizures, full body ones, usually on the ground. Everything is out of control. Those are the ones that I have quite a lot. The absence seizures, or what used to be called petit mal, are the ones where people daze off, are unresponsive. They're not convulsive, but they're just kind of like someone is just kind of like not really focusing in on anything, and they can be really dangerous, especially if you're doing that and you're in public and nobody knows what's going on with you. Tonic or atonic is, I'm going to read this is where a drop attack, that's what it's called. So someone will just fall to the ground. And then myoclonic is just subtle muscle jerks. And those ones are usually generalized with the exception of absence seizures. Absence seizures are partial ones. They are not convulsive. They don't involve shaking. So what do you do if someone is having a seizure? Well, the first thing you need to do is not panic. Very important. Not panic, remain calm, and check for a medical ID if you can find one, and see if you can time the seizure. So if a seizure goes over 5 minutes long, you need to call 911 as soon as possible. Or if you've never seen this person have a seizure before, call 911. Could be a really big medical emergency. Your best bet is maybe just call 911 anyway. I prefer people not to, just because I've had them for 32 years. I know exactly what's going on. But your best bet is to better be safe than sorry. The next thing you need to do is create a safe space. Make sure the person who's having a seizure is not going to be injured in any way. If they are on the ground, make sure that there's nothing that they can hit their head on. Maybe try and find a pillow or something soft that they can put under their head. Do not put anything in their mouth. So don't try to give them any water, don't try to give them any medication, nothing like that while they are having a seizure. More than likely, you're going to get hurt, and they're going to choke, and it's going to be very bad. Another thing you need to do, try and turn them on their side, because especially during tonic-clonic seizures, there's a potential that you can choke on your own spit. You cannot swallow your tongue. That is a big myth. You can't swallow your tongue, but you can choke on your own spit or choke on throw up. That is a big possibility too. So if you can, turn the person on their side. That's very important. And then lastly, don't restrain them. Stay with them until the seizure is over and they're fully conscious and talking to you and seeing what's going on and see if they can be normal again. They're not going to probably be fully aware, but at least if they're talking to you, that is a good sign. Always call 911 if they're having difficulty breathing. Again, if it's their first time having a seizure. If the person does not return to their usual state, if they're not talking to you, and if there are repeated seizures. So if it's just not just one or two, if it's multiple seizures, you need to call 911 because that is a big medical problem. I hope this helped and you learned a little bit about epilepsy. I will be making more videos like this if you guys like them, and have a good day.